Hi there, this is Katy. I've never recorded a video outside before for this channel, but I really wanted to make this video, and my obnoxious neighbors in my apartment complex were playing really triggering pop music, so I decided to just do this outside. I recognize there's some background noise, but I hope that, I'm sure it's going to be preferable than the music that was being played where I was. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about some of my current struggles. I've decided I want to make a really honest video, kind of talking about what I'm still going through, and give people, more of an insight into where I come from in my deprogramming process. So right now, some of my biggest struggles are my basic health and wellness. I have been having a lot of trouble sleeping and eating, like I've shared recently, which I attribute to a medication I'm on, but also to post-traumatic stress. And I think the stress of still being in poverty and still not having a fully stable situation when it comes to living, income, etc. I don't really have an income right now. I basically just rely on my partner's family. They are making it possible for us to live indoors. And that, isn't something I'm going to say too much about, but there is stress around that for me. I definitely have fear of becoming homeless again. And it is actually part of our plans to go back outdoors at some point in the next couple of years and travel and find the place that my partner and I really want to settle in, that we really want to settle down and start moving forward in, because where we are right now is definitely not that place. We're in a small conservative town that doesn't have a lot of resources, and it's not where we want to call home. It's really nice for right now because it's very quiet and it's a good place to do some healing and introspection, but it's definitely not our final stop on our journey. With my deprogramming process, I still face a lot of difficulties grounding and calming down. I find myself stuck in extreme anxiety, extreme fear. I've come in contact recently with parts that hold a lot of trauma, and it's been difficult to contain it. My system is doing a really good job, but it's causing a lot of pain and contributing to our lack of sleep. I struggle a lot still with the guilt of having been forced to perpetrate. I struggle a lot with guilt around the position in society into which I was born, which I know in many ways is absurd because I was born at the near bottom of the social hierarchy. But the gaslighting, the mind flipping, makes me feel like in many ways I was born at the top, and it's hard to let go of that. It's also hard to let go of my conditioning by the elite, by the so-called elite. I hate using that word, but I think y'all know what I mean. That I can never function and never exist outside of it. I still have extreme social anxiety, and that is something that I'm getting better with. Yesterday, there was a big local event that I went to, an outdoor event where I'm living right now, that was full of people, and I was actually able to stay really calm and did not have a panic attack the whole time being in crowds, which was huge for me. And I was also able to socially interact with people at the event, in small talk, and be friendly and joke around in ways that I can't remember the last time I was able to. I still felt extremely awkward and nervous, and definitely think I looked awkward, but I was way friendlier, more outgoing than I normally am. So I am making progress with that, but it's still something that hurts. It hurts a lot to be this afraid of other people. One of my big challenges that I face right now is my fear of where I'm going in life. A part of me, Karen, who I'm sort of in right now and sort of not, we're doing a lot of stuff with co-consciousness and partial integration, but a part of me yesterday, I think it was yesterday, or maybe the day before, posted a video about our long-term goals, and we are completely sincere in those. And we also are terrified as to how we're possibly going to achieve them. We feel like we have so much expectation of ourselves that we're going to end up in chronic homelessness, in chronic poverty, in chronic instability. You know, we have a lot of core negative beliefs about ourselves and our capabilities that lead us to feel like we're never going to have the life that we want. And we certainly have fears around the organizations that abused us and have targeted us, making it impossible. But we have come a long way, and we refuse to believe that we can never live a so-called normal life, that we can never have the happiness, the health, and the functionality that we desire, that we need. So we choose to just keep moving forward. But it is terrifying, feeling like the cult is going to undermine us at every turn, being afraid to take certain steps. One of our big goals right now is to get our GED, and we tried to do that, to actually take the test. We're signed up. It was paid for by our job at the time and everything about a year and a half ago. But the night before, we were accessed and reprogrammed in one of the most painful, worst ways imaginable. We had to go to the hospital instead for both physical and mental health problems as a result of it, and it was absolutely devastating. That was when we quit our job and became homeless, and we don't need to go into it more than that, but that wasn't the first time we were homeless, but the last time we were homeless, it was right at that time when it started, and so it was brutal, and we feel that it was a direct attack on us wanting to move forward academically. We were reprogrammed to never be able to go back to school, to never be able to succeed in it again, and I've talked about that in other videos. And for us, our goals in life, our career goals, and our humanitarian goals require us to have college degrees that we are determined to get. But we are very afraid at the vitriol with which we have been met by members of the group that abused us when we tried to move forward in that way. Just the idea of signing up to take the GED again scares us. And it scares us to post this video because it's a little bit specific as to, we're afraid of any backlash, any, giving the people who've targeted us a head start in undermining us again. But we do have plans for how we're going to make the money to take the test, and we're going to be moving forward in that soon. So as soon as we're able, that is on our agenda list. But it's scary. It really does scare us. I feel like I'm talking really loudly, really fast. I'm nervous doing this outside, but there really isn't hardly anyone around. No one seems to be. There's no one here listening. It's just anxiety. It is a huge, huge struggle. We still can't believe the things that we have seen people do, the things human beings are capable of. To watch the kind of carnage we have, it baffles us. It has blown our mind. I'll wrap this up in a second. Say another struggle for us that we haven't spoken of on our channel yet, which we would like to make some videos on. We just have been not sure exactly how, is the after effects of the drugs that we were given when we were in MKUltra. We were fed extraordinary amounts of stimulants and psychedelics, as well as downers of various kinds. And the effects of the meth and psychedelic and other stimulant abuse that we were subjected to, it's left us very damaged, very physically damaged. Our nervous system is really messed up from that, as well as from the torture of the programming. And we definitely feel mentally affected. We've been wary of talking about it because in the past, when we've tried to get help for the after effects of our psychedelic abuse, we've been completely gaslighted and dismissed, and everything we had to say about our organized child abuse history was dismissed as delusion and psychosis. You know, by saying that we had taken too many psychedelics and have after effects from it, even though we don't have full-blown psychosis, we just have some mild symptoms that have persisted, we got labeled with way more negative shit than really applied, and it caused us to be disbelieved even further by mental health professionals who probably wouldn't have taken our story seriously. So it's been a real, it's been a real threat to our safety and our well-being to disclose that we deal with that. But in this video, we're trying to push ourselves to be more honest. And so that is something we struggle with. And we are going to make a video about that soon so that people understand exactly just what we're talking about. You know, we absolutely do not consider ourselves to be psychotic or delusional any more than the average person. But we do get mild visual disturbances, and we still think that the way we think is deeply affected, and it gives us a lot of social anxiety and just a lot of anxiety in general. So that's all I'm going to say for now. I hope that this makes sense. I'm kind of a mixture of parts right now, switching a lot really fluidly and not even really aware of it. So yeah, I'll play this back over and see if I want to post it. And yeah, you'll be hearing from other parts soon. Thanks.